right, guys, so Matt and I are here at the second stop on the MLF Pro Circuit. This is Smith Lake in Alabama. This is a pretty cool lake. You've got a lot of experience out here, and I don't really have a lot of experience during this time of the year, but what is kind of your feelings after practice?
This is one of the tougher Smith Lake events that I can recall. I've been here, I think, 5 other times, so this is the 6th time, and it's tough to catch a keeper bite right now.
Yeah, because the keepers are actually 15 inches now.
Yeah.
They didn't get the, what do you call it, permit, or?
I guess. I don't know what happened.
But it's 15 inches for both spots and largemouth, which usually spots are 12 inches.
There just seems like right now, from my practice, it seems like there's a void of fish from like 15 inches up to like 3 pounds.
Right.
I caught either 3-pounders or I caught line burner 15 inches.
Right.
And in this event, I really think 2 limits, regardless of size, will get you into the cut. I think it's going to take 23 pounds, so 11 to 11.5 pounds a day, which is probably going to be a limit's worth of 15-inch fish if you can do that. Maybe have
to
one
make the
decent
top 50
fish.
cut, or
to make the top 50 cut.
I think that if you catch a limit of, I don't know, man. I think the halfway mark, which would be the last check, I wouldn't be surprised if it's under 10 pounds a day.
It's all going to come down to how many guys can catch 2 limits of fish. Right. If you come in with a limit one day and 4 fish the next day, you're 20 pounds, 18 to 20 pounds could actually come into range, which is unheard of when we come here. But the difference is, when you look at the previous results from past tournaments at Smith Lake, we've been allowed to weigh 12-inch fish. So everyone has limits, and that bumps the weights up a little bit. Not the top end weights, but the weights in that lower check range, and I think you're going to see that come into play.
Yeah. So the big question, Smith Lake is one of those lakes that you can either choose largemouth or spots. Spots are always pretty dominant on this lake. I mean, the conditions have to be absolutely perfect for the largemouth bite. I'm personally going for largemouth, but honestly, I'm catching most of my keepers are spots, in the largemouth cover. So that's kind of my game plan, and I know that you've kind of been the opposite.
Yeah, I've in my past record here, I've cashed every time I've been here, and I pretty much key in on spots and then try to maybe catch a kicker largemouth if I can at the end. I really like chasing spots. I feel like I've got a good connection with the fish here, whereas with the largemouth, they can be so inconsistent that I don't feel as confident doing it. But what I will say is, Miles, you're shooting for like a 17 to 18 pound bag if it happens.
Yeah.
Like that's guys win here usually with a mixed bag, because they had one day that really was pumped up with a big largemouth bag, and because the weights are generally going to be lower, you can kind of coast with that.
Right.
If you can catch a 17 pound bag, you only got to go out to catch a few fish the next day to keep moving on. I
haven't seen anything close to that. I honestly, in the last 2 days of practice, or the only 2 days of practice, only caught 8 fish total for the first 4 keeper fish, or 8 keeper fish, and 4 the first day and 4 yesterday. So I mean, catching a limit is going to be extremely difficult.
Yeah, I agree completely. I've had a few more keepers than that each day, but not anything crazy, and usually it's you catch 1 or 2 pretty quick, and then you go 3 hours without a bite, which is scary when you think about the fact that we're launching in Coleman, which is on one end of the lake. So if you want to go to the 2 far other ends,
you mean Ryan?
Coleman.
The
city of Coleman.
Okay.
Up Ryan Creek. Miles isn't real good with geography. So if you want to go to the far ends, you're talking about potentially an hour drive up either of the 2 creek arms. So you're giving up 2 hours of time, which, when the bite's not great, it's risky. And I'm going up one too. I'm gonna probably be up the other one.
Yeah. And good thing I got 60 gallons in the Z21. I mean, I'm going to be using a lot of it. But, man, I really think this is going to be a challenge for a whole new set of reasons that other than Okeechobee. I think that it's going to be just a real struggle to catch 5 keepers and to pick between spots and largemouth. I always struggle on these type of fisheries. Last year, Martin was one of my poorest tournaments. I focused only on largemouth, and I should have mixed it between the 2. So hopefully I've learned from my mistakes this time, and you're not going to take one of my baits at the end of the tournament.
I was going to say
you still owe me one.
You got to pick one, but this is a tournament that is a survival mode.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
It's about getting out of here with good points. You catch 2 limits of fish, and we'll be all right.
Minimum of stay above the top half of the field. I mean, that's really where it's at.
The top 50 cut is the minimum.
Yeah.
Don't fool yourself.
I mean, he's shooting high. I always shoot for fishing day 3. I always want to talk to Chris on day 2 or day 3, at least.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, well that's pretty much it. I mean, that's the preview. You guys can keep up, of course, on MajorLeagueFishing.com. That's all the live coverage. Hopefully, we'll have some marshals with us to make sure that we're updating the leaderboard throughout the day.
I like fishing by myself.
I like having somebody to talk to. So, but yeah, you guys check out Battleborn Batteries. They are the presenting sponsor of these previews, and they are just incredible. I mean, the last 2 events, they've been so absolutely critical because we're just running them on high, and so check them out. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure you keep up with both Matt and I as we fish this tournament.
We both have tournament recaps out on the YouTube channel, so Sonar Fishing, Matt Steffen Fishing, check it out, guys.